Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's Molly here, joined by Thor Jr. We are so happy to be able to have him on a live post today. Our caretakers set up some special scatter feeding for him, and you can see he's got that pep in his step. He's very excited for some scatter feeding. Isn't that right, Thor? Good to see everyone. Hi, Doris. Hi, Maria. Daniel asking, is this Thor Jr.? Yes, it is Thor Jr. Look at him. Hi, buddy. So he has been running around his habitat today, trying to find his pieces of meat that his caretakers set out for him. Hi, buddy. You want to say hello to everyone? Everyone's so excited to see you. Of course, thank you all for joining us for this momentous occasion of Thor Jr.'s live post debut. So as you can see, he's got a couple pieces of meat scattered throughout his habitat right now that he is foraging for to try to find them all. Hello, Maria. Susan, hello. Good to see everyone. So happy that you guys could join us. I think you could probably see Pandora in the background. I'm definitely jealous of Thor Jr.'s special snacks that he has going on out here. Hello, Matt. How's everyone doing? I'm so glad that you were able to join us and meet Thor Jr. on a live post. As you guys probably know, today is all about Thor Jr. We posted our reel this morning, just kind of detailing a bit about his story and where he came from and about his life now at the sanctuary. Isn't that right, handsome boy? He is on the move. Maria saying, wow, he's so handsome. He is absolutely so handsome. He has such a cute little face and such a cute personality. And I was hoping to be able to tell you guys a bit more about him today. It'd be so awesome. Someone asking where we are located. We are located in Sandstone, Minnesota. He's eyeballing my golf cart over there. What do you think, Thor? Did you find everything? He's a pretty quick find, I'd say. He's definitely a master forage feeder now. Debbie, hello from Texas. Love the work you do and donate when I can. That is so great. All of your donations help out cats like Thor Jr. and their Wild at Heart lives. I think him and Pandora are doing a little walking along together. He's a quick mover, so I'm trying to move back and forth as quick as I can. So excuse the fence as I'm walking around, but it's hard to be able to get him in the shot without the fence since he's moving so quick, trying to investigate every square inch of his free-roaming habitat to try to find those little pieces of meat. I'm pretty sure he's got a little bit left on there, some little extra licks to just ensure that everything's all cleaned up. Isn't that right, Thor? Yeah, so he's definitely a playful guy. Someone asking how old Thor Jr. is. I'm gonna have to throw that question back to Jamie, but I believe he's either 3 or 4. It's one of those two ages. I can't recall which one it was. I want to say it's one of those, but I can't remember. So I'm sure Jamie can double check me on that one, but it's either 3 or 4 years old. So he's just one handsome guy. And I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see what his free roaming habitat looks like, since this will be your first look at it. And you see he's got all these platforms, he's got a barrel, he's got lots of little toys. A nice tongue on the barrel there. He's got a little cave over there. Oh, good job, Thor. He's pushing that over. He's like, is there any meat left under here? I gotta make sure that there isn't. But, yeah, I don't know if I can zoom out anymore, but he's got his cave over there, and, which I'm sure he will not make a splash today, but since it's a little rainy out. But he does have his famous pool and his big red ball that he absolutely adores. So you can see him spending most of his time hanging out in his pool. And of course now he's probably going to go check out to see what Winona is up to. He is along a shared wall with Winona, so they very much, they chat sometimes, but I feel like Thor Jr. Likes Winona more than Winona likes him, so yeah, good to see everyone. Let's catch up on some of those comments. Danielle asking who he's near. Yes, he shares a wall with Winona, and then right behind him, on the other habitat is Pandora. So that's who he hangs out with. Thor, come over here. Leave Miss Winona alone. But he is still just, I think he's kind of a little guy, so he's not the best listener, I'd say, when Winona is telling it. He's decided to move on, leave her to her day. Mary asking how much does he weigh? I'm not positive, but I can ask our animal care staff after to try to figure out how much he weighs. I'm sure during his intake exam they weighed him, and if he's had, I don't believe he's probably had any recent wellness exams, but definitely they got his weight at his intake exam, so I will definitely make sure to be able to find that for you. Just catching up on some more comments. Hi, Faith. Good to see you. I don't know if you can hear that thunder rumbling in the background, but it was a little stormy earlier today. So that's why I just want to give a little extra shout out to our animal care staff who still was able to pull together this live post and the scatter feeding for Thor Jr. despite the stormy weather. And I believe I saw a comment somewhere along the lines of asking how many cats we have, and we have about 124 plus residents here, which range from all different shapes and sizes, from tiny little hybrids to big tigers like Mr. Thor Jr. here. He's really strolling around back there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. But yeah, so see where he's walking right behind right now, or probably into, is his little cave that he has, his little man cave, which you very often can see him in during the days when we drive by in the golf cart. I'll show you the little entrance that he has, but that little hole right there, you can very often see his little face peeking out of when we go by, if he's not already outside and coming right up to say hello. Isn't that right, Thor? Are you gonna play with your ball a little bit, put on a little show for the people? He was thinking about it. And asking, is there a Thor Senior? Yes, there is a Thor Senior. He is a hybrid. He's a Savannah, which you can find his resident page on our website as well. But I think it's kind of funny that Thor Senior is this tiny little Savannah while Thor Jr. is a big tiger. So it can be a little confusing since Thor Jr. is so much bigger, and then you would automatically think Senior. But nope, it's the tiny little hybrid cat that is the Thor Senior. Faith saying love the man cave. Yes, we do love the man cave. He definitely is a frequent user of his man cave. He also, as you guys saw during the reel that we posted, as well as some of the premiere video yesterday, that Thor absolutely loves his pool, and he spends most of his time in there bobbing up and down on that big red ball that's in there. And I know as I kind of been teasing about it this week, we have a video that Judson put together with some interviews from our animal care staff about Thor Jr. and his ball and his pool. So you'll definitely have to check that out when it comes out today, some point this afternoon. Faith saying, such a nice active boy. He really is. He definitely doesn't stay still. He's very energetic, very active. He's a big stalker. He's usually hiding under those platforms there, or from his man cave, or from his pool, or just really anywhere along the habitat and all of his nice long grass. He's definitely a big stalker. Must be looking at something over there. What do you see, Thor? I think you saw the UTV pull up to Pride. It looks like Alana and Aurora are walking around over there, so that must be what he's watching right now. Lots of hellos to Thor Jr. I feel like if I make the effort to go on to the other side, he's just going to walk away. So, there we go. I was going to say, we want to see that cute little face of yours. There's someone commenting that he's a little bit tan. I saw that too. He has kind of a little bit of a tan, a little bit of that like a brownish tan color around his ears and along his back a little bit. Seeing lots of stars being sent. Deborah asking if there's a place where you can read his story. Thor Jr. does now have a resident profile on our website, which I'm sure Jamie can throw the link into the comments. But also, if you didn't get the chance to check out the video that we made yesterday about all of our Tiger King cats, which is up on our main page as well, you should definitely check that out too, which kind of gives an overall view of the story of all of our newly introduced witness protection cats. So definitely be sure to check that out. Hi, buddy. I think he's enjoying the weather right now. A little nice. It's pretty cool out, you know, a little overcast. Just kind of a little break from the rain right now. Thanks for those stars, Maria. So, you know, he's wandering around. I think he's probably still convinced that some other pieces of meat are just going to spawn in places for him to eat. He just keeps going back to check. Just got to double check, make sure that there's nothing I missed. Sorry, a little bit of spotty connection. Lots of people welcoming you to the family, Thor Jr. Getting lots of love. Oh, that was a good job. We're gonna play a little bit. That'd be great. Put on a little show. Just give you a little taste of that big Thor personality. Huh, buddy? He's just walking around, just thinking about it. You know, this is definitely how you spend your wild at heart days. What do you think, bud? And I know that I believe it was in our it was in the intro video overview of all the cats, but I know that a lot of you, of course, should know our tiger Dash, and it was funny because Thor Jr., when he first was rescued and came to TWS, the only thing he was afraid of was tiny little baby Dash when he got here. So that was definitely a funny part of his story, which kind of goes to show that even though he's this big guy and he tries to be all intimidating when he's stalking, he's just a sweetheart as well. And it was even scared of little baby Dash, so it's definitely a funny little tale that's part of who he is. And I mean, I bet you he probably would no longer be scared of Dash. Dash might be a little scared of him even at this point. But yeah, that was just a fun little fact about Thor Jr. when he first got here. Are you stalking Miss Winona? Probably. I'm gonna scroll through some more of those comments. If we serve popsicles, and I see that Jeremy said that we do serve bloodsickles, we absolutely do. And all of our cats absolutely love them, from the smaller bobcats to our big tigers like Dash. They absolutely love the bloodsickles that we give them. You know, sometimes we even put tuna in them or just other special treats. I know you guys probably saw for Tammy's birthday, we even put paint in them to make them fun colors, which was so fun and so awesome. See, he keeps sniffing that ball. I think he knows that it's what the people want to see. But, you know, of course, that's kind of part of their wild at heart lives, is that, you know, we don't force them to do anything. They just kind of live their lives as they please on their own terms. And that's just really kind of how they live. Is Thor Jr. in Dash's old enclosure? I don't believe so. I don't think Dash ever lived in this one. He lived on the one that's on the other side of Winona, I believe was his, not this one. I'm not sure who used to live in this one. I'd definitely have to ask someone who was here before me, because, you know, obviously as long as I've been here, Thor Jr. has been in here. But I do know some of the bits and pieces, obviously, of the history of which cats were here and where they lived. But not super sure who lived in this one before Thor Jr., but that's a great question. Definitely have to consult some of the animal care team and Tammy. Of course, he's going to lay down, so I think I'll head over to the other side. so we can get a little better look at him. I'll scroll through some of the comments. Those beautiful yellow flowers. Oh yes, he does have some of the prettiest flowers in his habitat. I even, just a couple weeks ago, was able to take some pictures of him where he was just kind of right next to this flower and it looked like he was smelling it. And it was just like this really, really cute little picture that I took that I'm pretty proud of, which thankfully I am so glad that we are going to be able to post all of our pictures of all of the Tiger King cats, which we hadn't been able to before. So that is so awesome, because I can tell you we've got some really cute pictures of all of them, which would be so great to be able to share. Isn't that right, Thor? He's like, yeah, I want to be all over social media. He wants everyone to enjoy that cute face. Like, look at the regalness of that, the little crossed paws, and he just hanging out, and that is definitely the best way to live wild at heart, Thor. Definitely the best way. Yeah, so we are just so glad to be able to have all of your support, and just to be able to introduce these guys and you to love them instantaneously, just like we did, and just for you guys to even have shown them all of this love before you were even able to meet them on live posts and on photo posts and things. So that's just so great that you are able to now develop a bigger connection to them, which is so awesome. Faith saying he's making sure his ball/pillow's in close proximity. Absolutely. We got a little cat bath going on. But yeah, no, he loves his pool more than anything in the entire world. You know, I always thought that, oh, maybe Tarek's probably the biggest pool user, but I think Thor Jr. might have him beat. He's very often in there, and he's usually a big player in there as well. He's always splashing around and playing with his ball, batting that back and forth. But of course, he also likes to take a quick little nap in the pool, but he always ends up accidentally waking himself up when he kind of falls over a little bit while trying to balance on his ball. Miss Pandora is watching from behind. Hi! She wants to see what Thor Jr. is up to. John saying that Thor Jr. is trying to be a calendar cat. He actually is in our calendar this year. I believe he's on the month of November. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like I might be correct. I did look at the calendar so many times since I was making it, but they all kind of get jumbled up a bit. But I do know that he's definitely in there, and it's this really cute picture of him sleeping. So if you haven't already gotten our 2023 calendar, you should definitely check it out. I know we posted a picture of Alyssa with the calendar yesterday, and she's also in the calendar. And of course, our cover girls, Alana and Aurora. So you'll definitely have to check that out to see some super cute pictures of these guys. And that would just be so awesome for another way to support. And of course, you will be able to count your year and your days all on some special TWS pages. Some people say, I'm pretty sure this is Dash's Old Enclosure. You know what, guys? I'm going to take your word for it, because I honestly don't know. I had thought that it was the one that was on the other side that still is empty, but maybe it was this one, and I have my stories mixed up, which is honestly probably very correct. You know, I've got a lot of information up in this brain here regarding cats and who they are and where they lived. Of course, we do kind of move them around sometimes, so it can get a little disorienting to know who's where. I remember my first couple weeks, that was kind of one of the biggest trials to figuring out which cats were who and who lived with who and where everyone lived. So yeah, definitely a learning curve on that one, but then also trying to add in cats who don't live in the same spaces anymore is also even more confusing. So kudos to you guys for remembering all this information. I hope that, some years down the line when I'm in the Facebook Live comments rather than behind the camera, I will have this extensive knowledge that you guys do and be able to share little fun facts from my TWS days with whoever the media interns are far, far down the line from me. I'm going to scroll through some more comments. Oh, Oh, someone's saying Dashhead Winona on one side and Sabrina on the other, so Pandora was maybe moved. Honestly, I feel like that might be true. I can't remember, because we'd also talk about it a lot with like auction items when we try to figure out, who could have like played with this ball, you know, because we usually keep the same ones in the habitats, even when we switch cats usually. So, you know, sometimes that's definitely a conversation that we have. But you know what? You guys are probably correct. I'll be correct. I have no idea. Some people saying they already miss us. Thank you so much. I know we'll definitely miss you guys too and miss being here all the time. Difficult to remember when they do musical enclosures. That's very true. Sometimes we just gotta switch up the habitats, you know? Scroll through some more comments. Love the big and little cats. That is so awesome. Thank you for supporting us. Faith saying you're legit doing such an awesome job, Sweet Molly. I appreciate you so much, Faith. You are so awesome, and I love being hyped up by you. It's the greatest. Oh, getting that good little back scratch in. Thor. That's a handsome boy right there. Here, I'll come over this way a little bit so we can hopefully see some of that face. Oh, there he is. Hi, buddy. Some people saying that he reminds them of Mohan. I feel like quite a few people, even like caretakers, have said that he's like a little reminiscent of Mohan, and you know, a bit of his personality and just kind of that gentle giant vibe that they both have. But I feel like Thor Jr. definitely is a bit more energetic and wild than I believe Mohan was, though I never personally was able to meet Mohan, but just based on stories about him and kind of that legacy that he has left here at TWS. But it's just so awesome that you're able to, you know, reminisce on the memories of these cats, and you're also able to support the cats who live here now and even in the future. It's just so awesome how dedicated you guys are to the cause and to us, and it's just so great. Holly must be just joining, asking, is that Thor? This is absolutely Thor Jr. Celeste asking why we are going to miss you. Celeste, we are going to be gone in less than a week and a half now. Next Friday is our last day here at TWS as media interns. It's absolutely tragic. But of course, you know, on to bigger and brighter things, though. Of course, we know we'll always have a home here at TWS and with you guys. So we're so thankful for that. And, you know, of course, we'll definitely still be creeping in the comments, probably under our own personal accounts. But then you can kind of get to know us a bit more outside of the TWS world, and, you know, get to know us a little bit more personally and individually. Faith saying he loves the camera. He absolutely does. I think he likes to be, likes to have that attention on him. You know, he's a big ball of energy, as I've been saying the whole time, but that's just kind of who he is, and everyone loves him, and rightfully so, because look at that. That's some pure, sweet bliss right now of a tiger, and that is how you spend your wild at heart days here. Tanya asking, how old are all the new cats? As I said before, I know that it's either Thor Jr. or Alana and Aurora. One of them is 3, and then the other one is 4, but I don't remember which one. Yet again, I'll have to tag Jamie on this one here. But one of them is 3, and the other one's 4. I just can't remember which. I want to say that Thor Jr. is 3, and Alana and Aurora are 4. And I know that Alyssa is 7. I do know that, definitely. So, but of course, we will always double-check that for you. We've got our little spreadsheet on our computer that tells us all that we need to know for the days that we got them here and the days that we have in the records of them being born, and just, you know, how long they've been here with us. And that's just really awesome that we have all that information that we're able to give to you guys. Oh, lots of people saying they miss us already. I know, I miss you guys too. Thankfully we'll still have a home here and be able to come back whenever we want. Kathy's saying what could be bigger and brighter than being at TWS. That is actually very true. You know, gotta be a little optimistic. I know I'm gonna be so sad to have to leave here, because this is certifiably one of the best jobs that I've ever had. Such an incredible opportunity. And I'm telling you, there's definitely no other opportunities like it. So, but optimistically, bigger and brighter things. But I mean, I don't know, this definitely beats going back to school, I can tell you that. But what's got to be done has to be done. Have you heard any chuffs from Thor Jr.? Absolutely, he's a big chuffer. You probably couldn't hear them earlier because I had my microphone on, especially because it was thundering a little bit, and it's a little breezy, but not too bad. But he definitely comes right up to the fence, usually after a little stalk and pounce, but then he's a big chuffer, and I was always saying hello. So I'm sure you guys in the future will be able to hear some Thor Jr. chuffs. Oh, lots of people thanking us and wishing us good luck in the future. And I just want to thank you guys so much, because not only do you guys care for the cats so much, you also care for the people who work here, and that is just, it makes all of our jobs so much easier and so much better and so much more fun that we have such a great support system like you guys to be able to be with us. Oh, I see that Jamie put their ages in the chat, and I was correct that Alana and Aurora are 4, Thor Jr. is 3, and Alyssa is 7. I was trying to remember, but yet again, as I said, lots of information in my brain sometimes. Yeah, so I think we'll probably let him continue sleeping. He's definitely fallen asleep there, and I don't want to put the rest of you guys to sleep. But stay tuned the rest of the day for lots about Thor Jr. I know we're going to have a video about him and his pool with interviews from our caretakers. I think we're going to have some other photo posts. I know obviously today's Wednesday, so it's going to be Wish List Wednesday, and I'm sure Thor Jr. has some stuff that he would love for you guys to help out with on our wish list, so definitely stay tuned for all of those. And Judson is also on a PM shift today, so he'll be coming in later, which maybe we'll see if the weather's nice enough, and if he gets outside, he might be able to do one of those evening strolls that you guys love so much. So hopefully we'll see what the day brings us. But of course, thank you guys always for supporting us through every step of the way. And thank you for supporting these newly introduced cats. We absolutely love you guys for that, and that is just so awesome. So definitely stay tuned the rest of the day, and we will keep in touch. And of course, we will see you back here tomorrow at the Wildcat Sanctuary at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so we will see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, guys.